Nicole Tinson, thank you so much for joining us for Entrepreneur Sunday.
Thank you so much for having me here, Brittany.
So Nicole, your business takes a bit of a different approach. You told me you've been doing this about 3 years now. You're actually helping people get jobs, specifically Black college students. Tell us all about HBCU 20x20 and why it's beneficial to the Black community.
Certainly. So for context, I attended an HBCU. I attended Dillon University in New Orleans. And from there, I went to Yale for graduate school. And while I was at Yale, I noticed the ways that companies recruited the students there and realized they never came to my HBCU to recruit students. And as I thought back on my college experience, I realized that I struggled in finding internship opportunities, although I secured them, and I just wish that there had been more resources there. I know that many colleges have career service centers, but I wanted to bring additional resources to our institutions to ensure that students had equitable opportunities to take on internships and jobs once they graduate that fit within their fields of interest.
And how do your services provide better outcomes for the communities that you serve?
Certainly. So through HBCU 20x20, we have our job board that we operate. We put together resume books for companies. In addition, before the pandemic, we used to do in-person events. So we would go to the HBCUs and host info sessions or professional development workshops on campus. For professionals, we used to host network-to-network events. So Accenture was one of our first partners for a network-to-network event, and they hired 83 people in cities including Atlanta, Chicago, New York, Houston, the Bay Area. So HBCU 20x20 has had an opportunity to not only reach the HBCU community, like in the cities where HBCUs are, but also just nationally. So being able to serve the HBCU and Black community from the East Coast to the West Coast really allows us to continue to deepen our impact and ensure that we have the opportunities that we need to be successful. So HBCU 20x20 started off as a campaign. So 20x20 was 20,000 people by the year 2020. So of course we're in year 2020. We haven't placed 20,000 people yet. I think that it was an overly ambitious goal, but it really just started with that. Like I said, as a campaign, what can we do to not only raise awareness about our institutions that exist, but the talent that exists? And there's so many institutions that are in cities and in states where companies' headquarters are or where they have major hubs, and we bring that awareness to the companies just to ensure that they're tapping into the talent that exists at those institutions as well.
Definitely much needed there. Now, is your focus specifically on HBCU grads only, or are you helping others as well?
Certainly. So we don't discriminate. I think that with HBCU 20x20, our focus is certainly first and foremost on the HBCU community. So that includes HBCU students. It includes the graduates that have gone on to become professionals, those people that support HBCUs, those people that work at HBCUs, just anyone a part of the HBCU community. But as I mentioned, we don't discriminate. So although we serve HBCUs, we still ultimately serve the Black community.
And Nicole, how successful have your programs been so far in helping participants gain employment?
Certainly. We placed 1,124 people into jobs, including one person in Toronto, so we can say that we had our first international placement, which is really exciting for us. I think that with HBCU 20x20, it's fulfilling just to see people take on the opportunities that they're not only interested in, but the ones that they want. So one of the questions we ask in our registration form is, what company do you wish you could work with, or who do you wish that you could work for, or do you want to be an entrepreneur? Like, those are questions that we ask because we're genuinely interested in. It helps us build those relationships with the companies to say, hey, this student at Dillard University is actually interested in a career with you all. Can we make those connections?